Welcome back to my channel. I was thinking of what to record today. Honestly, all I could think about was, should I really be starting another video when I have so many projects I need to finish? Here we are. I'm making a video about the projects I need to finish. It's like kind of productive. We're gonna start off with from the last video. After I recorded making these guys, I went and tried to make a bigger one. This was with the Burnout Baby Velvet. This one was with the Hobie Toucan. And then this is with a Burnout Blanket. Huge difference, but I still need to put the mouth and the horns. I think he'll be cute. We'll see. That's my first unfinished project. I'm going to finish him. I think I went a little overboard. I made him after I made the other two that same day. So I think I just was like overzealous, making 2 goldfish, 2 monsters, a mushy guy, and then attempting to make a third monster. My next work in progress is this. I believe this is called the lemon peel stitch. It's going to be a tank top. I originally was going to have it be a panel here and a panel in the back held together on the side. So I made a second panel. When I went to put it on, I realized that it's massive. I made the panels too long and I crocheted them this way so that the size of that was non-negotiable. I could only make it taller or shorter, and it wasn't long enough that way. I abandoned the back panel, opted for almost like a corset kind of situation. I think I'm gonna use ribbon. I don't have much of a bust. This kind of thing staying up isn't good. Somewhere have the straps that I attempted to make. I think, or was this the strap? I don't know. It's just with lily, sugars, and cream cotton, but it's going to have, I believe, a ribbon. I think that's what I landed on. Oh, here are the straps I put them on. They're on here. I had the shirt upside down. I haven't decided if I'm going to sew them together or if I'm going to crochet them together or if I'm going to tie them together, but I made them long enough that I can like make up my mind, and then it's going to have ribbon the whole way. It still's a little like small for it, but that's my second work in progress into the box of doom. This is one, I haven't started the crochet part of this project yet, but I am making hand towels? I don't know if there's a specific word for this, but you hang them on your oven, right? This is half of a towel that I bought from the department store, and then I cut it. I made one half with the top that ties over the oven. This is the other half I need to make. This is kind of an abandoned project, kind of. I have the one that I made first down in my kitchen. Well, currently it's being washed, but I'm testing it to see if the design that I did and how I constructed it is actually like viable, but this one's waiting to be done. Something that I do, it's kind of crochet, but it's kind of not. These are for wall hangings. I made this one to start embroidering on, and this one I started embroidering on. I need to finish, obviously, this design, and I haven't considered what this design is gonna be yet. I just was sitting down watching TV and I was like, I could start a wall hanging while I'm down here. I don't know. The logic doesn't always logic. That's what these are. I am not an embroidery artist, so all of this is new. And I think that's why I keep putting it off. I like crochet a lot, but I just dabble in all sorts of creative type things. So embroidery's been one I've been wanting to try. I got the like fabric to do it and nothing I was doing was working. And one day I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna throw something on one of these, and it's just single crochet. And then when it got to the point where it was like, I don't think I actually counted, but I realized that I could stretch it from one end to the other and it was pretty tight. It almost didn't make it. Then I started doing single crochet around the ring and it just pulled really tight. It started to really hurt my hands, which is why I'm pretty committed to not frogging these, but who knows when I'll get around to them. The project I'm doing for myself, it's a belt. This is the front, right? And I need to find out, maybe I'm gonna do ribbon or so, I don't know what to like tie them together, right? but it's to sit like on my hip. It's gonna have an identical side are gonna hang on my hip, right? Like that. It's a fairy belt, I think is the best word I can come up for it, but it's gonna have stuff hanging off of it. Hopefully like flowers and like a pocket for my phone and a little pocket for like, I don't know, pixie dust. I don't know. I was just thinking of like dressing up, and that's where the idea of that came in. And since then, I started this in like December and this is where it's gotten. I did make another one. I don't know where the belt itself is at. The belt got kind of messed up. This is one of the pockets I made to hang off of my other one. I really like the idea, but I just haven't taken the time to do that. I have a snake. I made this before I bought safety eyes. It's in black, and I haven't decided how to finish him because normally I embroider with black. I don't want it to get lost. It's too far along to put safety eyes in. If you have any ideas how to finish this snake, he's cute. I did this part of this one like 2 years ago, and it's been there. This is a turtle, cake turtle. It's going to be a cake turtle. I had someone scam me on Facebook. They saw a turtle I made for my son for his birthday on my official like Facebook page, which by the way, my official Facebook page for my storefront is Rumbach Creations. You can look at it and like my stuff, but I'm not selling to anyone that's not in my local area because stuff like this. I had someone in the city near me ask me to make like 3 items for them. It seemed too good to be true, but at the same time I was like, I've never been a business owner. Maybe this is just what it feels like to put yourself out there. I made this and the other 2 things they special ordered, I made, but I think I already sold them to somebody else. By the time it came to pay for it, their page was all of a sudden like blocked from me. I lost motivation to finish the part with the candle. I will finish it. It's just, this is maybe like 2 months ago, so it's not been too long. I need to know, how do you sell to people not physically at markets and know it's not a freaking scam? Do I have to go on to Etsy? Is that how you do that? And then I've heard people getting scammed on Etsy by people saying their stuff never showed up. Is it even worth it to sell to people not face to face? It just seems sketchy, and I don't really know like how to suss out scammers. So I don't. Maybe I'm just old. This is something I should just frog. I was gonna make slippers. My mom gave me a pattern book of slippers, and just it's acrylic because I was like, well, I should try with my cheaper yarn to see if it's something I'm gonna like before I like really put money into it. Working with acrylic, it squeaks. It's unenjoyable to me. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think I'm ever gonna finish it. Whether or not I make a pair of slippers, I don't know, but I'm not finishing this one. I have a hard time getting rid of it. This is something I'm working on currently. So this is going to be like this. It's a hexagon. It's not blocked or anything because I'm not done yet. My vision was to have these and then have them in between the hexagons, and then it would be like a curtain in between my bedroom and my bathroom. I have this like opening in the wall, and there's not a door frame. My son still sleeps in our room on his own bed, but we keep the light on and it just comes straight into like my face, but there's not really a better light to use. So I was thinking to do this to like diffuse the light, and so that when my husband gets up in the morning for work, when he's doing stuff, it might like soften the noise, and like if he turns on a light, it won't bother us. He hasn't really been bothering us, but the issue is I want these to be this big, and I made these first, and I used the wrong hook size. This is way too tight. I will probably need to add another round onto them. I need to make them with a larger hook size, and I need to add another round so that they match the side. I've only been working on this over the last couple weeks, so they're not abandoned per se, but... And then I had this one. All of them, this one's like really tight. This one's not that tight. This one's perfect. And then this one, for some reason, decided to just, I don't know, give me a whole hole. What's that about? I don't know. But I might make something out of these. They're just not going to work for the project I originally constructed them for. I have a lot of not done projects, so literally this just needs to be woven in. Like, it's a scrubby for dishes. I literally just need to weave it in. It's all cotton, so this is cotton, and then I mixed this. It's a cotton scrubby yarn in it, and I really like it. I just need to weave that in. This I showed in a previous video. I still haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do this, but this is the kind of thing I was thinking to go on my fairy belt. This kind of thing, you know? Right here, along with this, is what I'm trying to be my Tern. This is just the head to this point. I kind of got discouraged when I found out that I wasn't going to find the blue for Sigale. Kind of rage quit. I really just need, I just need to finish it at this point. I mean, I already have all of these little tiny pieces go on his head. This is all head pieces. On the theme of dragons, I have two. So this red one, don't know what the color plan was. I know which yarn, I still have the red, so I could finish it and then just make it up the rest of the colors that I was gonna pair with it, but I need to finish it. And then this is the same one, but it's in this really pretty emerald green with a different kind of tail. This pattern calls for a more curly Q kind of tail, and then the pattern I got for Tern where he's like sitting upright. Mind you, both of these are from the same person, Zero Gravity Crochet. I just call her Zero Gravity. She put this kind of tail on the Tern version that I bought. I liked it better for this emerald color than the twisty one. I was doing this when we were on vacation. I was starting the face, and for some reason, even though I've done this pattern so many times, I was messing up the head so bad. It's like, never mind. Another dragon is one of those little cute Diddy Ducks, little cute ones. I started it and I lost yarn chicken. Do I whip it? This yarn sucks at whipping. Do I change colors randomly and sell it as a second? Do I keep it and hope that the next time I get this yarn, if I ever order this yarn again, I get the right color and the lot colors aren't that weird? I should have known. I knew. So the head, most of the body. I needed like 4 more rows for the body, and then I made none of the legs or the wings. So like it'd be a weird spot to change colors, but I am making a Gorbs, the guy with the tooth, the troll. I'm making a big version of him with 2 skeins of burlap velvet. So currently I just have the most of the body and the arms. I've not started on the head, and I think it looks like I'm midway through. And the worst part is, when I am in the middle of a project where I'm kind of doing something new, I try to keep I have a lot of hooks in the same sizes, just because if I'm lose one and then I buy a new one or whatever, or people gift me some or give me or whatever, if I come across them in like a yard sale or something, I'll buy some, especially since my son started crocheting, so my hooks are disappearing all the time. Normally I keep the hook I'm using on it in here with the project, that way I don't have to try and remember what size hook. Oh, I did it. It's there. One last barrier to finish that one. That's a good trick if you happen to have a few extra hooks. Either keep notes if you're that type of person. I am not, being honest. I am not the type of person to keep notes like that. And that's actually why a lot of my whips will be whips and probably never be finished. I try not to let myself pick up yarn to do another project until I have fully finished, or at least gotten to like a really good stopping point because of that. I know that about myself. Another project that I'm midway through is this, and I really need to finish it because I have a business opportunity. Apparently where I live, donkeys are like the thing that a lot of military spouses, they want mementos and souvenirs and stuff. Well, we have wild donkey or burro or whatever on our military base, and actually our base general, I believe, said that he wanted to prolong the time in between cutting the grass and stop using pesticides because the burrow were eating it. There's been so much more actually in the area since he's done that. Anyway, I had someone approach me and ask if I would make donkeys for them to put in their like storefront. It would be commissions, and I haven't figured all that stuff out because I never made a donkey and I didn't have a pattern for a donkey. I started one and look how freaking close I am. But I needed to know how many hours it took before I could give her a price, and I wanted to give her a pattern sample. And this has been pending for 2 months. I am not a good businesswoman. I'm trying very hard. I am trying to take it super seriously. I don't know why this one is so hard for me to finish. Maybe it's the blanket yarn because it hurts my wrist. I don't know, but it's cute and it's really almost done. Looking at it, I thought there was a lot more to do. I need to finish it. If that's a video you're interested in, I have that donkey pattern and like 2 other donkey pattern, horse, cow pattern. I have like barn patterns that I bought in search of a good pattern to sell. So if donkey patterns are something you're interested in and you want to know whether or not they're worth purchasing, first of all, recommend that one. It's easy. I haven't really had to sew anything. You make the legs and then you like crochet them into the round as you go. Yeah, even the ears are like that. The only thing I'm going to need to sew is the head onto the body and embroider the eyes if I choose not to do safety eyes. Maybe that's why I got stuck, because I wasn't sure if I was going to do safety eyes or embroider them, because it might be for a baby, you know? Anyway, I digress. Donkey patterns might be coming your way. This is something I'm working on. It doesn't look like much right now, and I hate working with acrylic yarn, but this, actually, the big twist isn't that bad. I am making a kid's version of this. I made this for myself. I didn't time myself. It was the first time I did it. I, of course, will leave the pattern in the description box. I'll tell you where to go. I bought it. It's not free pattern. This took maybe 2-ish, 3 skeins of yarn. So it's not very expensive to make. There's some fabric paint on it to give it some dimension. I don't know that I did a good job, but it was the first time I made it. I really liked them, and I wore them to a market once and people kept asking. And I didn't know what I would charge for them because I didn't time myself making that one. And I was supposed to have been timing myself making this one, but it's supposed to be a kid size. Now I really just need to finish it and attempt to sell it. Okay, it's not. Okay. I was sitting here and I realized that in that box back there, I had a couple more whips. And I wanted to do those before I got to my last couple in there. This was a runner that I was making, never tied off. I did it for Christmas. This was the beginning of a blanket. I can't remember the name of this stitch. I was doing it wrong and it was like not right. I did end up making a blanket out of this, and I highly recommend, if I find the pattern to it, I'll put it there, but I don't remember what it was. It turned out really pretty. I did a orange and white, so it looked kind of like a fox because they did like a woodland thing. I originally was gonna do a bunch of these, which I believe is a paid pattern, and they're supposed to like fit into each other to make a blanket. Quite a bit of them. Unfortunately, I abandoned project because I hate weaving in ends. Hate weaving in ends. Can't even describe to you how much. But I have enough here I can maybe make a pillowcase or something. I don't know. Random granny square. Could use it for something. I don't know what. This one I started forever ago. And I've abandoned. I'm not doing this. I made it with the idea of making a blanket of these. Like a rainbow blanket of them. Like there's yellow, blue, whatever. And I was gonna have this thing. I gave up on that a while ago, but now I'm putting them on some of my amigurumi. But yeah. It's technically a whip. This at one point, this is an old one, was gonna be a pillowcase. I never finished it. I attempted to make those chain blankets and I mastered the concept, never picked that back up. I made some random squares that are not granny squares. And I think my idea was to make like a patchwork blanket. Never did that. Random odds and ends and eyeballs that I was crocheting. This I think was supposed to be like makeup scrubby face thing. Never woven the ends. And then this. Oh, it looks like I abandoned ship and started a new thing. I really need to cake it on my yarn spinner. Looks like I was attempting to make a blanket or something. Scarf? I don't know. That was a long time ago. And also, can I mention, now that my son is crocheting, I have his whips in here too. And because they're his, I don't even know what they're for. I started to make a top out of it. It's Trubu, and it's so soft. It drapes so well. Here, I'll show this one first to explain. I started the other one, and I used too big of a hook, so it was really holey. This is gonna be a top. I have spots here for like ribbon or something to connect it in the back, and I'm gonna ruche it right about here, right? I think I'm going to make some sort of baby doll-ish looking thing coming off the bottom. I haven't decided how that's gonna look just yet. If I'm gonna get more of this color yarn, do it in a monochrome. I know for sure this part needs to get done. It's almost done, but if I tighten it, right? I only need a couple more rounds and then this part of it is done. I had started it though in this color and I recently frogged it, but I wanted to use it for something else. And I have a vision, y'all, but I don't know how to do it. And this is why I like patterns, because my brain just for some reason cannot make creative solutions, right? I want to make a skirt that goes over leggings. So obviously it's gonna have like holes and stuff, it's crochet. So I wanna make a skirt that's like carnations, right? So like I want a cluster here, and then another cluster, and then another cluster, and then have like a green. The skirt part will be green, and then have like the spiky bits that come down where the petals would connect in. It's a really cute idea, but my concern is the way that it drapes. It just looks like too uniformed of a ruffle. Carnations are not uniform. And so I don't know if it's gonna end up having the final look that I'm thinking. I would do like one tier and then maybe another tier that comes a little bit further down. It would obviously be a little bit longer. So this part would come here and then the second part would be right in the green. So it'd come like right below the part. So it would start at my hip, at my waist, come down my hips, and then the flower would end where the round of my legs. Anyway, that's the vision. It feels too uniform of ruffle, but I think I'm overthinking it and I think I'm gonna power through. But that's the conclusion I came to at 2 o'clock in the morning when I decided to put this one away. This one is so funny. I bought this yarn to make a scarf for my husband last Christmas on my knitting machine. It turned out really nice. I knitted it in one day. It's one panel that I folded in half, seamed up the sides, right? Literally all that's left is to tie in the ends. That's it. One string here and one string here. And that's all I have to do. I hate tying in ends. That leads into my final whip. Has been fun to make to this point, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna have something on the end here. I think I'm about to the point where instead of working to build further out, I need to start going around the whole thing. But I don't actually know. I've never made anything like this. I'm kind of winging it off of like some pattern concepts I saw. This one, I think when I finish it, is gonna be one of my favorite pieces. I just need to finish it. It's so soft. I don't know what the heck I'll wear it with, but I love it. That's all my whips. It's a lot of whips. And recently I've gone through and decluttered some whips and I've frogged some things. So this is like maybe 4 months of whips and whatever I decided that I should have kept of my old whips. I have ADHD. I know I mention that almost every video I put out, but I do. Sometimes I get a mental block and just can't freaking finish. Don't know why. Anyway, if you can relate, please, you don't have to tell me exactly, but if you're wanting to, leave like a number down in the comment of how many whips you think you have. It doesn't have to be crochet. Those are just my fiber art whips. I have a lot of like painting and other types of whips as well, but we're sticking to the fiber arts because that's what's in this room. But yeah, let me know what you got. What do you got going? How many do you have left? Are you gonna frog them? Are you gonna work on them? I always feel like I'm wasting because some of the yarn, once you frog it, just doesn't work again. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.